Beautiful. There we go. There we go, yeah.
I was close to tapping out a lot.
Oh.
You did. You were very calm.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's a little.
You hit it very well.
I wanna. About a week ago, like my lower back on the left side,
Yes.
kind of like right above the hip,
Mm-hmm.
it's just been like really tight, and if I like bend down or turn, it's kind of like a sharp shooting pain.
Just stays in the lower back, not feeling it down a leg or
It goes down a little bit into
the glute?
into the glute,
Uh-huh.
but it's mainly like right
Okay.
here above the hip. It seems
Okay.
like.
All right. Anything else going on? Any neck and shoulders? How's it?
A little bit of neck. I think I just slept weird last night. Like if
Okay.
I turn to the right,
Uh-huh.
it's kind
Pain?
of like kind of radiates down like right beside the shoulder blade.
On the right side. Okay.
Mhm.
So the roots of your neck are down here. I'm sure maybe
Yeah.
you've seen this. You know, the more forward your head goes, look straight forward for me.
Yeah.
You know, we're dealing with the center of his shoulder. It's about here, ear hole. So we're dealing with about an inch of your head being forward. So the more,
Mhm.
and you work at a desk, you work
Yeah.
a lot of sitting.
Yeah.
So and then, you know, upright it's an inch, and then when we sit it might go a little farther. And that the roots of your neck are down here in your shoulder blades, and the more forward your head goes, the more that lifts up.
Yeah.
The pain in the lower back is most likely the joint. There's a knuckle down there that
Mhm.
it's, what do you say, sitting sprains that joint more easily. It sort of separates the joint. There's no numbness or anything shooting down past the glute or anything. Or have you had something like that before?
I've had some like a little bit like the toes, like it kind of like gets a little bit numb.
Okay, so we have the disc and the joint. See, if the joint's inflamed, right, that joint swelling here can hit that nerve, right? Or you can have the disc hitting the nerve. How many hours a day do you sit, would you say, on average?
Probably like 6 to 8.
Okay,
depending.
okay.
And right now I'm working from home, so you know
All right.
I can get up a little bit more frequently and walk around, but you know a lot of my time is still spent.
I can work with that. Some people tell me 12 to 15. I go,
Oh,
you know.
not that much.
Okay, so we can.
Used to, but not anymore.
All right. Do one little sit up, deep breath in, head back for me, and all the air out. There we go. Deep breath in, head back, exhale. Deep breath in, head back, exhale. Stay there for me. Yep. Deep breath in, exhale. There we go. Just try to move this joint. Good. Let's go other side for me. Beautiful. You know, Dad, I think if you body slam me harder, you might get more to move. I don't want any. I don't want any more to move. Deep breath in. Exhale. There we go. Beautiful. All right, let's go face up for me. Okay. Everything's over to the right. Yeah, it's all right. All right. So when your head is straight on your torso, every bone in your neck is sort of off to the right, which means your neck likes to tilt to the left.
Mhm.
I have to tilt you to the right a few degrees to get your bones level. Not too bad, but everything's. Feel how this is more sunken in? Can you feel that? This
Yeah.
is more sunken in, and then I got
Yeah, it feels a lot tighter over there.
big bump
knot.
on the right.
Yeah.
It can be an old injury. It can be habits where we favor tilting our head to the left, and when you tilt your head to the left, the bones all shift to the right.
Mhm.
And chiropractic sort of first started off looking very zoomed in on the body, and they tried to change vertebrae by vertebrae segmentally,
Yeah.
and then it took it until we sort of zoomed out and sort of looked at the body almost like a snowman.
Yeah.
You got three sort of globes or three sections, and we want to get all those three sections aligned with each other. So we call it global postural analysis is what we do here in this office, and we want to get your ear over your shoulder, shoulders over the hips, hips over the knees. Here we go, deep breath in. There we go, I got you. Beautiful. You're saying it's been 5 years since your last adjustment?
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Some people come in absolute 2x4s,
Yeah.
and you had me tricked a little bit. Deep breath in. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. You see, you notice how the distance was louder, right?
Yeah.
The distance was farther.
Mhm.
The distance the bone has to travel was farther on the right, and that's why the cavitation or the sound was louder. Because his head tilts to the left, that makes sense. These anchor points are pulled on more, trying to hold your head from falling over to your left. So the roots are on the right, are working harder. So you're more likely going to sprain the right side. And part of this is to give more stability to your neck. We have to actually go to the right. We have to sort of get your head back on straight. There we go. You have any kids?
3.
3 kids, okay.
Yep.
What are their ages?
We have one just turned 18, one's 15, almost 16, and then we got a 4-year-old.
Okay, wow. Very cool. We got a 13, 10, 6, and baby.
Yeah.
So, keeping us busy. So when an area gets super contracted like this on the right, the area almost self-choke. An area needs oxygen to contract, you need oxygen to relax. And so you have to sort of go in here to break that cycle down, that positive feedback loop where it won't be able to relax itself. But obviously you have to change the posture so that it doesn't just keep on needing to be there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Wow, but yeah, your neck really doesn't like tilting to the right.
No. Apparently not. I didn't think it was that bad until like
Right.
actually started.
So that your neck
it's
really, really easily tilts left.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just like
It's like night and day. Like it hurts way worse on the right side than the left side.
I know.
I did Taekwondo for like 13 years.
Okay,
So, and that's actually, I'm pretty sure that's how I originally hurt my
gotcha.
lower back, because it's been kind of jacked up since then.
Okay. Do you remember any incident? Any?
Yeah, there was one, we were doing like, we do like break falling,
Okay. Yeah. Of
where you
course.
fall like,
You
this
hit
one
the
is,
ground?
yeah, hit the
Yeah.
ground. This one is you fall forward.
Right.
You're supposed to like jump up a little bit, and I just landed weird,
Mm-hmm.
and like my lower back was,
Felt it. Yeah.
oh yeah, it was really bad.
The alignment and the mobility pattern that you were in when you did that exercise of the break falling, determines where the force goes. So if your middle back is very stiff when you hit the ground, your middle back doesn't really absorb any force.
Yeah.
And then the force generally gets focused and harnessed into the area that's the loosest, and so that's where people are set up for larger injuries than otherwise would have had to have been if we had, more, if our society valued our alignment more.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there we go.
Yeah, it's funny, like I didn't even know how bad it was until like you started working on it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, that's awful.
Part of it is because it's so tight, we don't have a relationship with it. So
Yeah.
the tight parts of our spine don't really communicate with our brain until I stick my thumb into it and start
Yeah.
asking it to function. And that's trying to see if we can get it to a little better.
I tend to sleep like very badly. Like I always, ever since I was a kid, I always wake up multiple times at night,
Uh-huh.
and I'm always tossing and turning.
Just uncomfortable and
Yeah.
Mhm. Sometimes the spine is inflamed, right? And then we
Mhm.
can't find a comfortable position. Our body's trying to maneuver around to find a more, and you're fidgeting, and then there is nothing that's comfortable. And so
Yeah.
getting your spine clean and aligned, you won't need to fidget because, it'll be easy and more comfortable to reside there. Yes. Yeah, get the idea. That's a deeper,
Yeah.
that's a second level of that's the same joint moving again, but
A little deeper.
deeper. Well, it's like a door, or a sliding door. It's shut partly
Mhm.
and now fully, right? So now it's easy. That lump's smaller, and I can actually tilt you to the right now.
Yeah.
And then now the idea would be now to sort of cast your spine.
Mm-hmm.
After we've closed the door, now we duct tape it.
Yeah.
And then, fairly quickly, right there, there's a mark coming out. Like I said, you don't really notice it because it gets so tight.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll compare it to the right side. I mean, there's just nothing over here. You can feel there's very little.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely feel it on the right side when you were doing that.
Yeah.
What do you call it, like the gristle? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, it's like a tangle. It's not like tangling a hair. It's not, the comb's not easily going through it and it gets stuck on that ridge. Your head likes to tilt left. It likes to avoid that right upper neck where that, old injury or, that makes sense, postural habit we avoid. The head tilting left causes your right shoulder to drop because your eyes want to remain on the horizon. So if you walk around with your head tilted, it makes you dizzy. So your right shoulder essentially drops when your head's tilted left.
Mm-hmm.
The right shoulder dropping raises the left shoulder, and it pops up all the ribs on the left side. And so you can, I'm not sure if you can tell, all the ribs right here are more raised up than the ribs over here.
Yeah.
because the shoulder height. Now, again, that is a reflection of the neck tilt. The neck tilt is creating this angle tilt of the shoulders and the ribs in the upper back. We call it coupled motion. The head goes forward, the chest goes back. They all, like 24 links in a chain, they all move together. Call this your thoracolumbar junction. So you have 12 thoracic vertebrae and 5 lumbar. They name them from number 1 through 12 in thoracic, starting from the top, and then lumbar 1 is below thoracic 12. And so the union between the end of the thoracic and the beginning of the lumbar, we call it the thoracolumbar junction. I would call it the Charlie Brown part of the back. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It's sort of a hybrid. It's wishy-washy. We never really ever find surgery in here. And so to me it lends the obvious question, why are we never wearing this out? And the answer is it doesn't move. We're not bending properly here. And the broader your shoulders, the larger your trap muscle is, the larger your lats, the larger your diaphragm and quadratus lumborum, all sort of lock down your middle back. Sitting for long periods of time, somebody asked me about psoas, and I was thinking about it. The psoas muscle is, when it's contracted, pulls the curve out of your lumbar. It's a flexor at the waist, so it pulls your knees closer to your chest. So when you're sitting for long periods of time, essentially you'll have a tight psoas. Does that make sense? And everybody wants to try to stretch the psoas, and that might help bring some curve back to your lumbar. But really, the sitting has to be reduced, and then it's more about the ligaments that determine your posture long term. Muscles can determine your posture more temporarily. Ligaments are sort of the ultimate controller of your posture. Take a break.
Oh, they're right there sore too.
Yeah, these are the roots of your neck. This is we gotta push these ribs down and push these attachments back down up here. Yeah, right there, yep. Right there.
Yeah, that one really hurts.
You're killing me, Ed. People get so focused on this, like trying to do some sort of manipulation, and to me it's actually what hurt my father is the foundation for why we leave it alone, is that my dad was injured by care focused solely on the injured areas. They kept trying to do that segmental approach where they realign vertebrae, and it continually sprained that area to the point where he's permanently injured and has nerve damage. And there we go. Right there. Ooh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that side feels way worse than the left.
Yeah. So it's the right middle tightness causes a left lower abuse, right? We always hurt on the opposite lower from where the most restricted part is. And yes, mechanically this is looser on your left, even though it's more so misaligned. This is actually tighter. Right there, that feels like a boulder. Yeah. And then when we stretch on the roller, we're going to start with this foam roller, and we're going to place it right in here and teach you how to spend some time. Once we get it a little softer, you can take the wheel and care for your own spine. Right there. I know. Put this arm behind your back. Let's try this. There we go. I know. A lot of water when you leave here.
Yeah.
Epsom salt when you get home. All of this is under the lens and umbrella of just softening this. We can't stretch something if it's super rigid. So I'm trying to soften the rib head, soften the facets, get everything as malleable as I can. Right there, yep. Even when you're driving or sitting at work at home.
Right there.
Yes, yeah. We'll be able to emulate this and try to put pressure here. My job is sort of find the tightest part of your spine and try to loosen it as much as possible, and that'll give you the most bang for your buck. All right. There we go. Now let's see how these hips are doing here. All right, deep breath in. There we go. Little breaths. There we go. Breathe. There we go. I'll give you a chance. There we go. There we go. Good. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe. Breathe. No, that's tough. Okay, I gotcha. Breathe. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, breathe. Let it go. There we go. Good. We got it. Another vertebrae. Okay. All right. Get the idea? That's. I want more. I want it all. I want as much. I want almost this area to do more than its spec rating, more than what it was designed to do, to make up for all the years that it's done less than what it was designed to do. But like you said earlier, right there, that's that's sort of the peak spot right there. There, that's your side of your sacrum, sacroiliac joint right here. Any secret I can give you when you go back home is just don't let anybody touch you.
Yeah.
In your lower back. I don't find it to be beneficial. Leave that alone. Nice. All right. Tilt your head left for me a little bit. There we go. There we go. Good. There we go. Tilt your head left for me. There we go.
That's a weird one.
There we go. Tilt your head to the right a little bit for me. Good, yeah. Mm-hmm. There we go, yeah. Got the top on that one.
Yeah.
This is like a toothbrush. You're going to use this as your retainer for the work on the table. If your hands go numb or tingly, you put them to the side. You're going to work all these angles
Yeah.
with your hands. You did great.
Well, thank you.
But
I was close to tapping out a lot.
oh,
You did. You were very calm.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well.
You hit it very well.
I wanna. You did great.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming in. Yeah.